The 5 men who lost their lives on the Titan have been getting wall-to-wall coverage in the media worldwide. Meanwhile, the estimated 700 who died when the Adriana sank off the coast of Greece, mostly women and children, have been essentially forgotten. Passengers on the Titan were wealthy. 2 were billionaires. Each paid $250,000 for an adventure of a lifetime, a deep-sea dive to view the wreckage of the Titanic.
Terrible disaster at sea, a fishing boat sinking with hundreds on board, hundreds of migrants missing. It's believed some 700 people were on board, the boat sinking off the coast of Greece. Tonight, the images coming in of rescues, those migrants being pulled from the water, swimming with no life vest to survive.
I'm afraid not. There are no bodies, no survivors. The search operation is ongoing. We know there's still a frigate and helicopters and a high seas coastal Coast Guard vessel out there looking, also several merchant ships, but we have had no information of anyone new being brought. Every time I speak to the Coast Guard in Athens, there are no new numbers. It's very much the numbers we had on Wednesday.
Two worlds apart, 2 tragedies unfolded, forever changing lives and challenging our sense of humanity. In the summer of 2023, the world witnessed 2 heart-wrenching events that shook us to our core, leaving an indelible mark on our perception of global compassion.
The boat carrying hundreds of migrants, which sank off the coast of Greece on Wednesday.
David, there's no word on what caused this boat to sink. Officials say there were no high winds at the time and that these desperate and dangerous journeys across the Mediterranean have been on the rise.
Migrant boat tragedy off the Greek coast. Hours after alarm was raised in the National Assembly over Greece boat tragedy, Pakistan's Federal Investigation Agency team has set up a 4-member team to track down human traffickers responsible for putting the citizens aboard the boat carrying close to 600 migrants from Egypt, Syria and Pakistan. Now, according to reports in Pakistani media, the boat was carrying up to 400 Pakistani citizens, out of which around 298 are feared dead, and their bodies are yet to be accounted for.
On that fateful day, June 14th, 2023, the calm waters of the Ionian Sea turned into a graveyard of shattered dreams. Off the coast of Pylos Messenia, Greece, a fishing boat, laden with the hopes of a better life, sank beneath the waves. People from Egypt, Syria, Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Palestine, bound by a common dream, were aboard. They embarked on a journey toward hope, but it tragically ended in sorrow. The Greek authorities raced against time, launching a courageous search and rescue operation. Amidst the chaos, 104 survivors were pulled from the abyss, but the sea refused to relinquish its grip on the rest. Just days later, across the vast expanse of the North Atlantic, an ambitious expedition turned into a haunting tragedy. The Titan Submersible, a modern marvel, sought to unravel the mysteries of the past by exploring the wreckage of the Titanic. Yet in a cruel twist of fate, it met its own demise. 5 souls, including OceanGate's visionary CEO Stockton Rush and Titanic expert Paul-Henri Nargeolet, embarked on this daring adventure. But the depths held a different story, a heart-wrenching implosion that silenced their dreams. As the world grappled with these tragedies, a stark truth emerged. How we respond to loss varies greatly, revealing a painful imbalance in our compassion. The waves of empathy that swelled for the submersible incident contrasted sharply with the silence that shrouded the Messenia disaster. Why? Were some lives worth more than others? The world was forced to confront its own biases, its media's selective attention, and its leaders' priorities.
Looking at the Titanic disparity and how the world responds to maritime disasters. As many as 700 migrants are feared to have died in a shipwreck last week off the coast of Greece, but the stories received far less attention than the search for the 5 passengers aboard a submersible to view the wreck of the Titanic. On Thursday, search efforts for the submersible ended after investigators found debris near the Titanic at the bottom of the sea. It's believed the 5 passengers died in a catastrophic implosion. The 2 vessels were lost at sea 4 days and 4,000 miles apart. The 5 men who lost their lives on the Titan have been getting wall-to-wall coverage in the media worldwide. Meanwhile, the estimated 700 who died when the Adriana sank off the coast of Greece, mostly women and children, have been essentially forgotten. Passengers on the Titan were wealthy. 2 were billionaires. Each paid $250,000 for an adventure of a lifetime, a deep-sea dive to view the wreckage of the Titanic. Those crammed onto the ramshackle Adriana fishing boat were seeking not adventure, but refuge from war, poverty, climate change, or any of the many other life-threatening crises that force people to flee their homes with little more than the clothes on their back. They paid human traffickers some thousands of dollars to ferry them from Libya to Europe.
The Messenia tragedy, with hundreds of lives lost, stood as a stark reminder of the profound inequity we unconsciously perpetuate. In the face of this painful revelation, voices rose from street corners to digital platforms, demanding equal compassion for all humanity. A shared cry emerged, urging us to see beyond borders, economics, and differences. Leaders, activists, and citizens united, pledging to bridge the gap. The world awakened to the truth that each life, regardless of origin or circumstance, holds immeasurable value. As we honor the memories of those lost, let's channel our collective grief into action. Let's rewrite the narrative, standing as advocates for equal compassion and justice. For in unity, we find strength, and in empathy, we forge a brighter future. May the lessons of these tragedies propel us forward, reminding us that every life is a precious thread in the human fabric. Let us never forget that compassion knows no borders, and every heartache deserves acknowledgement. Together, let us honor those we've lost by fostering a world where compassion is our universal language.
In and out. Covered.